Once again, hello everyone. Happy Tuesday. Duty Tuesday is here. Hopefully, everyone is having a great day so far, getting things accomplished and knocked off the plate. All right. All right. Got a brief agenda today, but we got a substantial one. Um, So we have Baylor Tip with us today. They'll be sharing. Always we have Tag It with us, and then I'm gonna open it up for a little Q&A. Have some things change around, so I always give an opportunity for one of our sessions for a Q&A. Uh, get me live and in person to answer questions, and then any shout outs that you may have, and then highlights for our upcoming session will be actually January. So hopefully everyone's good, in a good mood, nice weather. You have somewhat recovered from the fall back in our seasons. And so and then I know some of you are disappointed after if you're a Cowboys fan, hey, I'm sorry. Yeah. Dolphins didn't win either. They had one, they lost one. It's like, okay, but they're getting ready. They got one more game before they go to Madrid. So my family will be in Madrid. I will be here with my mom and working with you. I will still be here. So look forward to upcoming days and actually seeing y'all in live and in person in Grapevine in a couple next month. Actually, about this time next month. Yes, I do have a session on 12/4. I have a session on, yes, I do have a session on 12/4. All right. So, as you know, we always start with our state definition. So, really thinking about those students who are, and you're probably just wrapped up your whole little fall season of those students who perform at or shows the potential for performing at a remarkably high level of accomplishment when compared to others of the same age, experience, or environment, who exhibit high performance capability in an intellectual, creative, or artistic area, who have that unusual capacity for leadership, and then also they excel in specific academic fields. And how you do that in your local district is part of your program design. How are you doing, looking at them, serving them, and then meeting our state goal? How are those students demonstrating their skills in self-directed learning, thinking, research, and communication, as evidenced by the development of innovative products and performances that reflect individuality, creativity, and are advanced in relation to students of similar age, experience, or environment. So, really thinking about that, and hopefully, our high school graduates all have participated in your services, have met these goals, and have produced products and performances of professional quality as a part of their program services. And so as we go into that and really thinking about what are you doing, how are you doing it, um, we're going to go ahead and get started. And our first is, I saw her join on, Kristen Graham. Go back with Tag It. Kristen, 1 month out, 1 month out.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, technically less than 1 month out before Gift Ed, our annual conference in Grapevine. If you have not been a part of our annual conference, if you haven't been a part of any TAGT event, we invite you to be a part of the community. TAGT really is your professional home. We're a professional association that is led by and for its members. I'm a former GT coordinator and former member of TGT before I came on staff, and benefited so much from all of the various programming and education, but most of all, the connections and relationships that I got to build as a member of TGT that just really supported me in my role and provided. Something I couldn't get anywhere else. In my district, I was a department of one, and there wasn't really anyone else that understood what was supposed to be happening in my GT department or in my world. Um, but they, there were certain things that were expected, but not a whole lot of support to get there. And so TAGT really was a lifeline for me and the people that I met through it. And so if you aren't a member or haven't heard of us, we do invite you to check us out. I'm going to put some information in the chat. But you get a lot of access and able to options to connect with others when you become a TAGT member. In addition to all of the programming and things that we provide. Um, this is an interesting time of year because, as Monica said, we're about a month out from our annual conference, which we have folks from all over the state of Texas attending. We have right at about 1,000 people registered. We've got also lots of folks from Oklahoma, New Mexico, Colorado, Arkansas, Louisiana, people from all over that are coming to Gift Ed. Because they know it's just such a great place every year to come and be energized, be motivated and inspired, but also learn from lots of you all. I see many of you all on here today are presenting at Gift Ed. We also have GT experts from all over the country that come in and present at the event as well. And also, it's just a time to get to see, old friends, new friends, make new friends. So it's really that time when I know this can be a hard time of year when you're trying to get through the semester. Things are tough, and this is just a really great pick me up before you start the spring semester. So I'm about to drop some info in the chat about where you can access more information about TGT and the annual conference. If you're in the Dallas area or somewhere near the Dallas area and you're like, oh, I'm not going to be able to attend the whole conference, again, it's December 3rd through 5th, that week after Thanksgiving. If you can't attend the whole conference, you might consider joining us on Tuesday, December 2nd in the afternoon. Andy McNair is doing like a half day summit on the GT onboarding experience. So basically, once students are identified, what really happens next? What should happen? How can we be supporting our identified students, kind of in a 360-degree approach. And so if you're again not able to make it maybe for the whole conference, but you would like to attend that half day summit, there's information about that on our website as well, and you can register for that just by itself. So might be something you consider, or maybe you have some teachers in your area that you can't send everyone to Gift Ed, but that might be something really interesting and encouraging for them to attend. Tuesday, we also have trivia night. They could just stay for free also. So if they want kind of some education and then some fun social time, we have trivia night with Brian Housand on Tuesday night at the Gaylord as well. That's open to all attendees. So just a little plug there for some of you that might not be able to make it for the full week. Um, I mentioned this last time. Also, our second conference of the year, our leadership conference, is coming up in March, towards the end of March after the last week of spring break. And the call for proposals is currently open. The link there is in the chat. We have a brand new platform for our call for proposals that we're really excited about too. So if you've submitted a proposal with us before, you'll see that it's a new and improved, better experience for you. But be thinking about what are the things that your peers could benefit from knowing, learning from your experience, learning from something you tried. There's everyone's facing a lot of challenges right now. And so if we can, leverage our collective experience, leverage, our collective knowledge and share some things that have worked, ways that you were able to maybe leverage a resource to save a little money, whatever the case may be, consider sharing your expertise at the leadership conference. Everyone there will be in a similar position as you, someone who's looking at things from the district perspective in for program services, identification, PD, all of it. So save the date, get it on your calendar. Registration will be opening soon. The call for proposals deadline is December 12th. So you might go ahead and put that date on your calendar too if you're thinking of submitting a proposal. Um, Yeah, I dropped a couple more opportunities in there that you can check out that I've mentioned before. If you're a brand new coordinator, we have an asynchronous program, our new coordinator boot camp. You can check that out. It'll get you, pointed in the right direction, get you all the information you need to get started, and just kind of all those main core topics that you need as a coordinator. And then our Acceleration Essentials series just wrapped. One more bonus session tomorrow, but all of that is available asynchronously for you as well. And so you can check that out to learn at your own pace. Thank you so much, Monica.
Thank you, Kristen, and look forward to seeing you. Look forward to all of y'all being there. I got 2 sessions. Come join me. I'm at the end of the day, so end your day with me. All right. And so today we also have Baylor Tip. Anna Mary is here from Baylor to talk about their program and their offerings and how they can support you. So let me stop sharing and so she can start sharing. Welcome, Anna.
Thank you. So wonderful, wonderful to meet you. As I get my screen up, I think it's so cool because when I was going through all the people, I was like, there's so many familiar faces and familiar names too. So wonderful to see you all again, folks I've not met. Wonderful to meet you. I'm so glad that you get to spend the next 15-ish minutes hanging out with me, learning more about our program. So, where in the world is the present? There it is. Can you all see that okay? Wonderful. Well, it's so wonderful to meet you. My name is Anna Murray, and I am the enrollment specialist here at Baylor Tip. I look over testing and enrollment, but I also build curriculum and teach some math stuff as well with Baylor Tip. And so when I have conversations with people, they always ask me the question, why Baylor Tip? Why should we join your program? And Baylor's actually had a very long history with serving gifted youth. And it started back in 1983 with the University of Young People, or UYP. Baylor served gifted students in grades first all the way to 12th grade through weekend programming as well as summer programming. And that became so successful that in 1999, Baylor officially created the Center for Gifted Education and Talent Development. And we still run out of it today. But what's wonderful about our center is that, yeah, we do provide programming for students, but we also provide teacher trainings, assessments, GT parent conferences, and there's also a lot of research that goes behind these gifted students in their own talent development. So with these talent search programs, there's a lot of research, like I said, that goes behind students who participate in these talent search programs. So there's a lot of research that goes behind students who get admitted into these programs and do participate versus the students who get admitted and do not participate. And they have found time and time again through this research that there's a lot of positive outcomes that come from participating in these talent search programs. One of the biggest things that they have been researching is this idea of self-concept, which means how do I feel about myself as a learner? And through this research, they found that students have reported better understanding of their academic abilities, to having more positive self-image of themselves, to reporting higher educational aspirations, to more likely to accelerate in areas of strength and participating in extracurricular programs, as well as more likely to pursue a STEM career. And there's also a whole lot of academic outcomes, positive academic outcomes that come from participating in these talent search programs, such as earning more honors and awards, to national merit, to graduating from high school earlier than their peers and getting into more selective college universities, as well as maintaining a higher GPA than their peers. And so I want to emphasize here at Baylor Tip, we still serve students in grades first all the way to 12th grade, but we like to separate our students in 3 main grade bands. So we separate in our 1st to 3rd, 4 to 7, and 8 to 12. And students who are in grades 1st to 3rd do not have to test in order to be eligible to participate. But once they hit that 4th grade year, that's when they have to start testing in. So we have a test called the Indicator of Academic Readiness, or the IAR, and that is for students who are in grades 7 all the way to 12. And it is an online test that can either be taken at home individually or at school. The school is a district partner with us, and they're interested in hosting a group assessment at a discounted price. It is structured very similarly to the SAT or ACT in that it's 4 sections long. So there's math, science, and reading and writing. And each of those individual sections takes about 30 minutes to complete. Now, the content level that you see on the IAR is the same content that you would see as a typical 11th or 12th grader. So I really want to emphasize it is an above level assessment, but the goal is not for students to get 100%. The goal is to see how far can they stretch their knowledge and how far can they stretch their critical thinking skills. We also have the indicator of academic readiness 8-9, and that is for students who are in grades 4th all the way to 6th grade. It is structured very similarly to the regular IAR in that it is online and then it can either be taken individually at home or at school if they're a partner with us and they're interested in hosting a group assessment. But the difference is that the content level that you see on the IAR 8-9 is the same content level that you would see as a typical 8th grader or 9th grader. So it's still an above level assessment, it's just shifted down for those younger grades. So before the students take the actual test, they're given about 10 to 15 minutes to complete a series of motivational trait questions. So that kind of goes back to our idea of self-concept. How do the students feel about themselves as learners? It's a great resource and tool for them to reflect on themselves as learners. You know, what motivates them? What might they want to pursue one day? What are their goals? But it's also very helpful for us on our end because if we see a student who's really close to that threshold to getting into our program, we can actually look back at those motivational traits questions and see, again, what are their motivations? What do they want to pursue one day? And that might actually help leverage them to get into our program. So it's a very holistic test. I mean, yeah, we do look at the numbers, but we also look at the students as a whole. So once students take their test, they're going to be given a detailed score report that's broken down by skill. It's pretty intense. Right now, it's about 12 pages long, but it's a great resource because it will explain to students, you know, what are their strengths, what could they work on, but it also will give them very detailed educational recommendations based on their test scores. So our committee gets together about once per month to go through all the testing that's occurred within that month. And then once we get together, we'll come up with an admissions decision, and then the students will be contacted by me with the admissions decision. And once students get into our program, they will then be eligible to participate in all the different programming that we have to offer. But what's great about this is that if students test in once, they never have to test again. It's a one and done situation. You never have to retest. So we also have the 7th grade talent search. This is a way for us to identify the 7th grade students who are already at that college academic level. In order for students to participate in the 7th grade talent search, they will have to test by the end of February this year. And if students want to be recognized at the ceremony, we have a recognition ceremony every spring here at Baylor University in Waco. And students will be honored for their achievements and they'll also be given medals. But if you can't make it, that's more than okay because we'll make sure to send the medal to you. This is the fun part. This is where we start talking about all the different programming that we have to offer here at Baylor Tip. So we do still have the university for young people, but now it's just for students in grades 1st to 3rd grade. So remember, 1st to 3rd do not have to test in order to be eligible. But we serve them through Saturday classes that occur throughout the fall and spring semester, as well as a 1-week summer course that's offered in the month of June that really focuses on creative problem-solving skills around different things. So for example, this past summer, I know the topic was forensics. And they were given a very kid-appropriate crime scene that involved Goldilocks and the Three Bears. And they had to discover who did what based on the evidence. Another one that I saw was, what's that story? The Big Bad Wolf and the Three Pigs, right? What they had to do is that they had to use materials to build a contraption that will trap the wolf before it can get to the pigs. But it's the idea of roping in the idea of simple machines. So they talked about simple machines, and then they actually had to build a contraption using their knowledge that they learned to trap the wolf, as you do, right? So we also have, this is a very, very fun one. You're going to learn very quickly. I'm an intermediate math person, so this is where we're at. So we have, for our intermediate age, our 4th to 7th grade, we have a program called DCATS. And it is a 3-week day program that occurs here on Baylor's campus. And it is structured very similarly to a school day in that there are 5 classes every day. 2 of them are required, but the other 3 are GT electives that they can choose from. We also have a another summer program that's for our intermediate age, our 4th to 7th graders, and that's called Baylor Tip Intermediate. And it is a 1-week day program where students get to come here on Baylor's campus, and they consist of half-day classes, which means that each class is 3 hours long. So students have the option to take the morning class, the afternoon class, or both. And if they do both, they will have lunch provided for them. But the topics that we do are very diverse and fun. Like, for example, I created and did one called the mathematics of magic and optical illusions. We also did some on, well, I saw some do on Da Vinci and art, to food science, so what's the chemistry behind cooking, as well as sports medicine. And finally, this is for our students in grades 8 to 12. I think this is one of our most unique opportunities that we have for students. This is called Baylor Tip Academy, and it is a 3-week residential program, which means they get to live on Baylor's campus in residence halls with other peers and staff. And they get to choose between 1-week and 2-week course options. What's very, very unique about this is that they are taught by content experts, which means they are people who have high degrees in their field, intense research experience, as well as professional experience. And the topics range and continue to grow. They go from anatomy and physiology to psychology to mathematics to SAT boot camp to film, mock trial, criminal justice, engineering, architecture, and it just continues to grow. Students will have class every day from 9 to 4, and then they'll have an evening study session from 6 to 7. But they also do have residential staff who lives with them in the residence halls, and they're there to plan fun evening activities for the students. So here's a chart, very good chart that really summarizes our summer programming for all the grades and also the admissions requirements. So remember, 1st through 3rd grades, it's open to all students. For our DCATS program, our intermediate age, they just have to be identified as gifted through their school. But once they hit that intermediate and academy, that's when they have to start testing in order to be eligible. And finally, for our in-person program, this is our most consistent course that we have throughout the school year. This is called Super Saturdays, and they occur 1 Saturday per month throughout the fall and spring semester. And what's great about this is that it is open admission, which means that students do not have to test in order to be eligible. I think of it as a good way for students to dip their toes in the water, see what we're about, and see if they enjoy it. And then if they do want to test in, they're more than welcome to. But it's a nice little snapshot of what we do. Our courses for the fall have been available. We're about to have our last one. I'm doing one on mathematical paradoxes, and I am stoked. It's going to be awesome. But we're finalizing our spring ones, and then those will be available. What's very exciting, though, is that we just opened our first satellite location at the University of Dallas. We just had our first Saturday, Super Saturday in October. But we want to make learning as accessible as possible, and we do have a huge hub of people from the Dallas area. So we want to make sure that students can access us much easier. So it's very exciting. We'll have some in the spring as well. So that's all of our in-person programming. We also have online programming. So we have about 1 to 2 online courses per grade band right now. So remember, our 1st to 3rd, 4 to 7, and 8 to 12. They're either synchronous or asynchronous, really depending on how the course is built, but our fall offerings are available right now, and we've been doing them, and we're about to finalize and open our spring offerings. So keep an eye out for that. We also have our Baylor Tip clubs and societies, and this is for our readers and our writers. And this is for students who are in grades 4th all the way to 12th grade. We have online literary societies, creative writing, intermediate book club, as well as leadership societies. And finally, I think this is a unique opportunity that we have. This is called the Baylor Tip College and Career Talent Advising. And we have professional talent advisors on our team who are there to work with students to help them start to think, what might they want to pursue one day? What are their goals? They will talk them through, what courses should they be taking to help them shine. And then once the college application process starts, then they're really there to help them keep them on track, look through resumes and essays and all the different pieces that go into college admissions. So here is our contact information. So we have our main Baylor Tip email. We also have the email of our director, Dr. Cheryl Tolliver, as well as me, who overlooks, remember, school partnerships, enrollment, and also teaches some courses. And if you want to scan the QR code, that'll lead you to our website so you can be kept up to date of what we've been up to and what we'll have offering. And then there's our social media. And if you're interested in joining our mailing list, you can scan that QR code. That's gonna lead you to signing up for the mailing list, and you'll be kept up to date with what we've been up to, what we're gonna have in the future, and just all the exciting things that we do here at Baylor Tip. And finally, if you're interested in becoming a partner school, I know I see a lot of familiar faces and familiar names, but if you're interested in becoming a school partner, we'd love to have you. We love to work with you. So if you want to, you can always scan the QR code. That'll lead you to our form where you can fill out your information, and then we can get the ball rolling and we can support our shared students together. Guys, that's my TED Talk. How can I help you? What answers or what questions can I answer?
Anyone have questions for Anna? Feel free to jump off mute.
I know it's like drinking water from a fire hose. Like it is information overload, but I'm here to help y'all as much as possible.
Right. All right. You're getting the hand claps and the thank yous. And once again, thank you, Anna, for joining us today. Very informative. Yes.
Is PSAT 89, y'all say that is PSAT 89 accepted for alternate assessment? Absolutely. Yeah. So the alternate assessment that they're talking about is we also have an alternate application process. So, there's sometimes students or families who are not quite comfortable with having their students test and for several different reasons, or they might just not want. What they can do is that they can go on our website and they can submit an alternate application. And that's really a way for them to really showcase their giftedness. So we like to keep that vague, but that can mean, test scores. If they've already been a part of a previous talent search programs like Duke or Johns Hopkins, that's automatic admission. PSAT 89, perfect. That's another good one. So yeah, that's great.
Any other questions, wonderings? All right. Thank you, Anna. All
You're
right.
so welcome. Good meeting you all.
Nice meeting you. All right. So, it's that time of year. I do it a couple of times a year. Just open it up for the floor for questions. If I can answer it on the spot, I will. If not, I'll come back with the response. So, any questions, wonderings, burning, I need to know now. Let's see. See, Stacy came off mute. She's ready for me. Before that, Anna, if you'll drop your information in the chat for the others, that will be helpful. All right, Stacy.
I got you.
All right.
Hi. I don't know why my office seems so dark. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, I wanted to say that I'm starting to look at my schedule for April and Texas Performance Standard projects. And starting last year, I brought in community members, retired teachers, etc., to evaluate our 7th and 8th grade performance standard projects. And so I'm looking for people again. So I'm just putting a pitch out there. If you have access to the Pearland area in April, I would love some expert evaluators to come in. We do a sudden impact, passion project, passion to action. We do what's the diagnosis, and then another one that we're kind of tweaking that kind of relates to the civics bee, but we're pulling in some TPSP into that as well. But we're looking for expert evaluators to come in. So if you're interested in that, it's the last week in April. So we would love to have some outside people come in. So reach out to me if you're interested.
Stacy, they're asking what time, the times.
It's actually the last 2 weeks in April, and it's pretty much all day. We're getting through about 350 kids in those 2 weeks. I know the the next to last week in April is still STAR on 2 of those days for us. But we do it between that and that last week in April. Again, all day. I can take you for a half day session or a whole day session any of those days. So if you're interested, if you'll just send me a message, email me, I'll put my email in the chat. Just email me and then I can plug you in whenever you're available for a half day or a full day. Thank you.
Stacy, we got a question. So do you have GT pull out for middle school?
So I am the coordinator for the GT Academy. So it's 5th through 8th grade. We have about 650 gifted students at the academy. So it's 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, but the evaluators, outside evaluators, are just for the 7th and 8th grade projects. So it's not pull out, it's school within a school.
Very neat setup. I've actually gotten to visit Stacy's program and her school and sit in and watch some kids. So it's a good setup.
Yeah, you're welcome back anytime, Monica. And actually, Andy McNair is doing a program evaluation for us this year. So we're excited to be working with Andy too.
Good to know. Good to know. Yeah, when you mentioned that, it was like, oh, I forgot I have an invite in my email box for someone I need to respond to. So yes, all right. There you go. She dropped her email. So if you're in the Houston area, Pearland, reach out. That is also another opportunity if you've never seen TPSP or if you've worked with it to see another layer or see how it's done in another district, or you want to or just compare how things are ran. This is also another opportunity to do that and to see some great. It's always fun to watch student work and see them do their resources and how they present. So yes, it's always good. Other questions, wonderings, or you ask of the group, because it doesn't have to be just me. It could be an ask of the group. No questions? Y'all a quiet group today. All right, no questions. I won't hold you forever. All right, so just want to remind you, public comment does end on the 10th for Chapter 89.1, student identification. We are, the update is that prohibit a scoring value on your matrix, or if you use some kind of threshold system. So just remember that is the point of conversation with this. So November 10th is the last opportunity to make public comment. And then this will go before the board on November 20th. Yes, November 20th. So these two items will be a part of the conversation. So those are your opportunities. So, and I get distracted in a bit if I got a question. So the question on the floor, and I'm waiting for info, is there's for the AP course in the financial literacy, how does that look like that could be accepted in the financial literacy? I'm waiting on my counterparts from curriculum to give me how that looks. And there's also a couple of other things that are changing in that AP course world out there. So really waiting for an update from them. And part of that, I need to make sure, is probably going to be a part of board discussion in the upcoming November discussion. So I'm when we meet again, I should hopefully have more definite answers on how does these things look. Because I know AP, definitely the research, the capstone was a part of those conversations. So give me one more turn, and then not I will, we'll find the answer elsewhere. All right. All right, so we got Lakeisha Turner. Lakeisha she's new in her position in a small school. This is the place to be. We are here to support you, help you any kind of way you need. Also, Taggart has some opportunities with new administrators on board. We are here. We are supportive. Yes, and then also for the AP updates, Cheryl put in there, remember Kay Humes, she has not had an opportunity to talk to this side of the world, but she does do often office hours also, which will be probably, it's from Cheryl, it's this Thursday. So if you go to the website, I'm not sure. Cheryl, do you have that link or is it available on the website? Because yeah, if you'll drop that, that will help for others. All right. If not, I will find it. Let's go. To see if it's out there. If not, let me I work it. Let me just direct message, okay, and see if I can get that link for you. And any other questions out there? Wonderings. We talked about GT Student Week, hoping you're making plans, have some ideas of how you want to celebrate kids. Message K right quick to get that for you. Ah, someone put it in the chat. Thank you, Shirley. All right, I don't have to message K. I don't have to do that much multitasking. All right, I appreciate y'all. All right. Where did I want to go back to? Lakeisha, what region are you in? Because your ESC person may be on the call and can definitely reach out directly also to support and to help you. Because you might have just gotten on board. Because we know that feeling, just getting on board or just finding out this is my new world. All right. Any other shout outs, happenings you want to share or to discuss? I am here for you. Region 8. Oh, okay. Good question. So, Region 8, that would be I think about Steve's last name. But I do know I'll reach out to Steve and let him know that you're there. Just drop in the chat to me what school district, and I'll make sure he reaches out to you also. So GT Student Week, the legislators last session approved Gifted and Talented Week, which will be the first full week of April, where we get the opportunity to actually support and recognize and really step out and to say, these are how our kids are doing, highlight their works, highlight what's going on in gifted ed. Our partners at Taggart has been doing this for years. Thank you, Steve Hammonds. Someone put it out there. Has been doing they have a plethora of information. If you have not checked out their website and some of their things, I will say sign up, get over there. So they will have a lot of info on what they've done, what's been done previous years, but this is the first time. Are you really throwing using that's being state recognized by our ledge, and so we're gonna do it as best we can. We're planning from the agency standpoint and our ESCs. We're planning to do a social media thing, and so we'll putting out some info on that pretty soon, so that we can really celebrate and help our kids. Okay. And someone put Steve's email in the chat for you, so he will be definitely assisting. Christian put into the chat the resources for GT Awareness Week. So this is the community that will always support you. If they got an answer, they're going to find it for you. And, so if you got a question, we got you. Going back to someone asked, does anyone on the call identify GT students in the artistic areas? And then also to follow that up, what measures are you using? that is open to the field right now. Anyone want to share how they're doing the artistic area and what they're looking at? All right. So a possible couple ways to do it depends on what are you looking on, how in depth and what is your artistic area is. So uh if you're really getting into specific content, specific fine arts areas such as art, music, band, you then some districts will do either, especially with the arts, it may be a portfolio where you're doing using a rubric and looking at a student body of work. With music, dance, some of the others where it is more performance based, you're going to look at possibly an audition, what a scoring guide as a part of that as you're looking at those artistic worlds. So I would say also reach out to your districts that have because a lot of them have magnet programs, and those magnet programs will also probably give you a little bit more detail on how they look at for specific areas to look at their students for those programs. And then some districts do go to the lower grades. So what does that look like compared to those who are identifying for maybe middle school, high school? So really thinking about that. And someone just dropped a beautiful, see. All right. So just really thinking about that. And then really probably, as I said, portfolios, because there will be no tests. Portfolios, auditions, or some, teacher, other dynamics of how you would look at that. So, and then if you're also including the intellect, really looking, or general intellect, looking at whatever test you're using automatically. So just that's from the top of my head what I could think of. So. All right. Any other questions, wonderings? Hopefully that helped Angela. And if not, but we could also, I'll reach out to a couple, and we got some more GT Tuesdays coming up. We could ask around and ask some others to share on our out of the box areas. All right. So I just want to remind you, part of my goal and our next steps is to update and make sure that all of our resources here, all of the videos for the last few GT Tuesdays will be available here, and the PowerPoints. So we'll be getting those updated there. Also, have not put a newsletter out, so don't feel like you missed anything, but I will be getting some things together, and we will be putting announcements out. So if you have not signed up for announcements, they are available on TA's website. If you go right above the search bar, you will say communications, or sign up here. I highly recommend, definitely do Gifted and Talented. I will also recommend do Advanced Academics, because you do both worlds. Also do To the Administrator Address, so that you will get some of those other things that are always coming out. I love y'all. Y'all be putting it out there ready to go. And also my new partners in the work, EL, looking at what they're putting out. And so all of those pieces, and then what other areas you may cover as we go there. And here's my contact information. If you need to reach out to me, feel free to reach out to either call or email. And then when I also, if you've ever emailed me in the last year or two, they definitely, there's a booking link at the bottom of my email address signature box. So that if you want to book time with me, I think they're about 30 minutes time slots to just have a conversation, please do. And finally, I want to say thank you. Our next meeting is not till January 13th, 2026, a whole new year. But that's when we will resume this process. Because we got Thanksgiving, we got Tag It, we got Christmas break, and then we got a brand new year, a new birthday, and then so as we go there, but I'm also asking, every now and then I ask you if you will take this survey, and I will drop a link in the chat to just say how I'm doing, what's going on in the world, and hopefully it's going well. I don't even know where it went to. It's sad when your stuff pops up somewhere other than you're expecting. There we go. Where did it go? And there is the link in the chat. So once again, thank you. And then, I always like to give y'all a little few orders and some commands. So hopefully everyone have a beautiful Thanksgiving and a Christmas break, because it will be a new year before, unless we will see each other in the GT Tuesday world. But we will see each other live and in person, because I know y'all going to come see me at Tag It in one of my 2 sessions. But thank you, thank you, thank you. Take time to enjoy yourselves. Leave those bags in the office. Don't take them with you. And enjoy and have a Merry Christmas, a Happy Thanksgiving, a great New Year. And we'll see you January 13th, 2026 on a GT Tuesday. So that is it for me. Thank you and appreciate y'all.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.